the girl secretly told her father. Even if it cost their entire fortune, they had to win the bid for the giant mushroom on stage. Out of love for his daughter, the man immediately spent $1 billion to buy it. Everyone thought he was a fool. Little did they know, that mushroom in anyone else's hands was just an ordinary mushroom, but in the little girl's hands, it was a one-of-a-kind treasure. As soon as she got the mushroom, she simply told it to wake up. The next second, the mushroom transformed into a human form. The crowd was stunned to realize that this mushroom was actually 1,000-million-year-old Lingji that had already achieved human form. Just a bit of its dandruff could cure any disease in the world. An old blind man regained his sight instantly. An 80-year-old woman turned 18 in a flash. The reason the little girl could see through the mushroom's true nature at a glance was because she was the direct disciple of the Xiantian master. On the day of his ascension, her master told her that she was actually a long-lost heiress, and that her family was in great trouble. Her father was critically ill. She had to descend the mountain immediately. Without waiting for her to ask questions, he sent her down the mountain at once. The moment she arrived, she ran into an old man being hunted by a group of people. Even though she was in a hurry to save her father, she couldn't just stand by and do nothing. After hesitating for only a few seconds, she decided to save the old man first. She immediately stepped in front of the van, formed a seal with her hands, planted her feet firmly on the ground, and stopped the speeding van with her own body. The kidnappers inside were furious. They got out of the car one by one, ready to teach this reckless girl a lesson. But to their shock, the girl simply pulled out a strand of hair from the back of her head, blew on it, and in the next second, 4 identical clones of her appeared. The kidnappers were so terrified that they turned and ran, but she wasn't going to let them off that easily. It didn't take long for her to track down their hideout, and just as they were about to harm the old man, she arrived just in time, casting a binding spell to freeze them in place, and successfully rescuing the old man. Everyone on the scene was stunned. The kidnappers panicked and fled in terror, seeing that the old man was safe. The girl, eager to save her father, simply bid the old man farewell, and hurriedly left. She didn't notice that she had dropped a jade pendant at the scene. The old man picked it up and immediately recognized it. It was his family's heirloom jade. He suspected that the girl who had just saved him might be the granddaughter he had been searching for all these years. At the same time, the CEO, weakened by prolonged illness, could barely endure any longer. Even a slight cough made him spit blood. His assistant rushed to call for medicine, but just then, the girl suddenly appeared in the office out of thin air. Seeing the CEO, she ran over and called him dad, saying she had come down the mountain to cure him. The moment she said this, the scheming secretary sneered, calling her arrogant. Even the most renowned doctors were helpless. What could a mere child possibly do? Hearing this, the little girl flew into a rage, casting a silent spell to shut the secretary up. But at that moment, she caught a strange scent in the air. She immediately checked the medicinal soup on the table, and her expression changed instantly. There was poison in it, and what's worse, the scheming woman was already pregnant. The girl quickly cast a spell, opening her father's celestial eye, so he could see the truth before him. The child in her womb was nothing but a stillborn corpse. The CEO was furious, coughing up a mouthful of blood. The girl wasted no time